I'm going to ask that question again. When you took the £5,000, did you believe that you could pay it back?
Not within a year.
And the reason I know that is going to ask a very important question. Although there was a date, there was a return date, you had a year to pay it back, how much of that money have you received?
0.
Nothing. Now, were you putting money aside each week? Bearing in mind, you get a little bit here and there, you know you've got 1 year to pay her £5,000. Where's the little fund, the piggy bank, the bag that you're putting money in to make sure that you've got enough when the time comes to pay your sister back?
Did have a bit put aside, but when my partner
Where was it? You said you had a bit put aside. In what?
Just in the house, in a...
In a what?
Jar.
In a jar. What jar?
Just a glass jar in the kitchen.
The glass jar. Would it be called the glass jar that's going to Jessica? That wasn't money that you put aside to go to Jessica. You might have had a few coins in it, but you were by no means systematically putting money away in order to give back to your sister in due course, correct?
I did have a bit put aside. A bit.
How much? £20?
About 100.
£100? Do you feel that you're entitled to this £5,000?
I don't know.
There's your dad. He gets £23,000, gives 10 of it to your younger sister, nothing to you. Less than a few weeks later, after the money lands in her account, you say, can I borrow 5,000 of your 10,000? A year goes by, you give nothing back except for the £100 in the jar. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the £5,000 you haven't got back, what's been the effect on you?
Well, because I was sending it my dad in dribs and drabs. I had some still in my account and he wanted his final 3,000 cent. I had to put some of my wages to that because obviously I thought I'd have...
10,000?
Well, I've spent some of my...
Let me explain it. There was £10,000,
Yeah.
You've got your 5,000, you give the 5,000
Yeah.
to your sister.
Yeah.
Right? You've spent some of your 5,000.
Yeah.
But the amount to your dad, the 13,000,
Yeah.
should be completely ring-fenced.
Yeah.
There's an iron wall, separate account.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
holding it on trust.
Yeah, no, it was anyway.
Right. So what you say is that you've had to spend some of your own money to give your dad his bit, the 13,000, you see? Why have you had to use any of your own money to give him his bit?
Because I used a bit of that.
What's been the effect now?
Well, now I can't... I've sent him his money, but obviously I was a bit short, but now I can't go and see my dad what I planned.
Do you believe at all that your sister had any intention of paying you back?
Yes.
Adam?
I actually did. You know, we've got I thought we had a
Listen to me, madam.
strong bond.
This is very important. This is a complex family dynamic. She may have signed for it. You can't have believed that she was a reasonable financial risk at the time. How do you feel having found yourself here?
Gutted, annoyed, disappointed.
What effect has this had on your relationship?
We've not fell out, but it's awkward. We're not as close as we was because there's tension there.
What's your financial position now, madam?
Debt-free.
Oh, what
Luckily,
good news.
Luckily to my sister, but still struggling.
Here's the problem, madam. Your dad is still your dad, right?
But she makes a lot more effort.
It's still got to be painful when dad gives a legacy of that amount to her and nothing to you. Now, he's not here, so I can't go into that dynamic. But it must give you a sense of entitlement, because you'd never borrowed money from her, certainly of that sum, before, right?
Yeah.
Did you consider this, despite signing this document, to be really you borrowing the money? Or did you consider this to be part of your entitlement from dad?
Both.
But there came a time when you thought, maybe not.
And then I thought, yeah.
Jessica, you look very upset, cross. Why?
Because I honestly believe she borrowed it because not intending to, that she was entitled to it.
You see, it's a strange thing, isn't it, madam? You all of a sudden get £10,000 and less than a couple of weeks later your sister says, hello, can I have £5,000? Madam, I want to be absolutely clear. On the face of this case, it looked a bit difficult because it looked to me like a trust case. It's not. It's a very straightforward matter. You lent your sister £5,000 in the absence of something in writing. I would have dismissed this case faster than you could say Ethiopia. Because there would be no enforceable contract. I am perfectly satisfied that you are entitled to the full sum back, and this is a absolutely clear example of an enforceable agreement. So this court will give you the full award. If you enjoyed that video, then I strongly suggest clicking here for more highlights. For those of you who haven't subscribed yet, and why not, so that you never miss out, subscribe. Clicking down there, that's an order.